From South Carolina is recognized.
Mr. Chair, I insist on the point of order.
The gentleman will state his point of order.
The amendment violates Clause 7, Rule 16 of the House Rules because it's not germane to the underlying bill. Specifically, the bill limits the drawdown of petroleum in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve until the Department of Energy develops a plan to increase the percentage of federal lands leased for oil and gas production. The amendment limits the drawdown of petroleum in the SPR until the Department of Energy certifies to Congress that the U.S. is meeting the Paris Climate Accord's targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and the recommendations of Justice 40 initiative. The amendment also requires a report outlining how funds made available under Public Law 117-169 are being used to confront decades of underinvestment in disadvantaged communities that bear the burden of climate change and environmental hazards. All of this is well outside the scope of H.R. 21, which simply asks for a plan to increase oil and gas production on federal lands. For that reason, the amendment is not germane.
Is there any other discussion on the point of order? The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I am not surprised that my colleague across the aisle thinks this is not germane, because I understand that my colleagues on the other side don't believe that oil production has an impact on climate change. But the sad reality is that fossil fuel production is what is causing our climate to burn and is what is causing the climate crisis that we are facing. Whether it's in California recently, after years and years of drought that now has torrential downpours, or other extreme weather events around the country. The reason for that is greenhouse gas emissions, and that stems directly from fossil fuel production. So yes, this is precisely germane to what the issue is.
The gentleman will suspend,
in terms
please.
of additional oil production and the impact
gentleman will
that it will
suspend,
have.
please.
Sorry.
Please confine your remarks to arguing the point of order as opposed to the underlying amendment. Please proceed.
Thank you. I was getting to the point that is very germane to meet our climate change promises pursuant to the Paris Accords, to meet the Justice 40 initiative, to make sure that economic justice is also at the forefront of our energy production. So it is very germane. I yield back.
The chair is prepared to rule. Both gentlemen have yielded back. The gentleman from South Carolina makes a point of order that the amendment offered by the gentleman from New York is not germane. Clause 7 of Rule 16, the germaneness rule, provides that no proposition on a subject different from that under consideration shall be admitted under color of amendment. The bill prohibits the drawdown of petroleum products in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve until the Secretary of Energy has developed a plan to increase the percentage of certain drawdowns. Accordingly, the amendment is ruled federal lands leased for oil or gas production. The amendment would add new requirements beyond the plan in the bill to address the Paris Climate Accords. The chair finds that the amendment does go beyond the subject matter of the underlying bill, and it is therefore not germane. The point of order is sustained.